How you guys and girls doing today? It's the boy Simpson Allen 8, aka the FedEx man. What's going on, y'all? So, in the last video, that's right, make sure to hit that button down below, that like and subscribe button, or guess what? I'm going to milk your mommy. But see, y'all, the last time I left off, it was a week before I was meant to be by myself, right? So this video is going to be talking about my first day by myself at FedEx. But before that, I'm going to get into today's sponsor, Raid Shadow. No, I'm getting fucking with y'all, man. You know what I mean? I'm tickling your peach. I'm dangling your balls, you know. But yeah. So the week before my first day by myself, which was this Friday, today's Sunday, so 2 days ago was my first day by myself. But the week before, the Friday, I was riding along with somebody, and you know what they do with FedEx does. I'm not so sure if like every FedEx does this, but like I told y'all in the previous video, I won't go into too much detail. But there's no such thing as like real training. Yeah, FedEx isn't unionized, and it doesn't have like actual training. Like they just pair you with the driver, and then they're just like, hey, good luck. You know, hopefully the driver teaches you something. Like I said before, I've had drivers who wanted to overshare every single little detail, which really helped out, and they talk to you all day long. And I've had drivers that will tell you, hey, I'm not trying to talk. I'm just gonna put my earphones in, and yeah, I'll scan the packages. You run and put them at the door. And I've had drivers who essentially haven't taught me anything. But yeah. So this driver I was with this previous week, leading up into Friday. Once again, he was an older dude. You know, you always notice that too. The older dudes are always a lot nicer and they want to share and help you out. And he even explained it to me. He was like, yeah, I like to help the new guys out and try to explain to you everything, even the smallest little detail, even if it sounds like I'm being annoying, because I know how I was when I first started and I really appreciated that. But let me tell you, he talked all day. He talked from the time I met up with him, and I was told that I was going to be riding along with him all the way until when we got off. He, most of the time, was like the first one and last one to leave this warehouse and the last one to get back. Because, I mean, this guy, like, he was extremely meticulous over everything he did. Like, he was making sure to take a picture of everything. He was getting a signature for every single business. Like, he was doing everything, like, to the T. Like, too much, right? But I was with him for a little bit, and then I think it was on Thursday. The manager had said that he wanted me to drive a little bit, so he was going to let me drive the bigger truck, like you know the actual trucks FedEx uses, like the big ones. Because you know there's two. There's like the actual big trucks that are like actual trucks, and then there's the ones that look like a U-Haul truck, or like the truck you put furniture and shit in. Like it's got the F-150 or 250 truck front, but then the back is just like that huge box. Um, that's the one that I drove, kind of like a step van or something like that. I drove that on Friday. But on Thursday, when I was meant to be driving by myself, now this is the stuff that pissed me off, right? I was meant to be driving by myself. I mean, driving a couple of stops and then back to the station with the older guy. He's like, okay, well, the manager told me he wants me to let you drive, so I'm going to let you do the last 5 stops and then drive back to the station. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, like I said, he micromanages everything and he talks a lot, and normally that's okay when he's giving advice, but when I started driving, I mean, every 3 seconds this dude was just making me way too nervous. Like, y'all know what anxiety, performance anxiety is. Like, every 3 seconds I'm driving, oh man, you're going too fast. Oh shit, no, you're going too slow. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, no, hold on, no. Oh no, you press on the gas. Oh no, press on the accelerator. Oh no, you gotta press on the brake. Brake now. Oh, you're going up far to the right, man. You're going way too far to the right. You're gonna go off the road. You gotta go to the left. And I legitimately braked. I braked, and I pulled over to the right, and I said my exact words, I'm not doing this shit. You drive. He was like, oh, no, 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 no. What do you mean? I was like, nah, bro, listen. You're a good dude. Give out good advice. No offense to you, but man, like, you're talking too fucking much. That's why I said you're talking too much. And, like, you're micromanaging everything. It's going to make me extremely nervous. And I'm going to end up crashing if you keep doing this. And that's exactly what I said. I said, I'm not comfortable with you driving. I mean, with me driving, with you in my ear every 10 seconds trying to micromanage everything I do. He was like, oh, I mean, you know, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to, you know, and I was like, no, no, no. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, man, you're doing way too fucking much. You're making too much noise, and it's going to make me nervous. Like, and I got a little mini story for y'all, like, about that shit. Like, I remember when I was 16, I took my driver's license test for the first time. Had this bitch that, no, I shouldn't say bitch, but that's what she was. You know, I had this bitch that, you know, was just sitting there, and, like, the entire time, as like my mom, she's in the background, she's watching me from a distance inside the building or on the outside of the building, and my instructor is counting down the seconds that I have to try to parallel park. And as I'm trying to parallel park, she's looking dead at me in the eye. She's just like, "You're failing. You're failing. You know that, right? Hey, you're failing. You've got 30 seconds left, 25 seconds left, 20 seconds left. You know you're not going to pass, right? You got 20 seconds. Your time's up. You failed." Like that's, and I was just panicked. Like I freaked out because of that. Went to take my test a week later. Nice instructor. There wasn't a bitch. Didn't say a word, or was just words of encouragement, was chilling, didn't have 1,000 people outside watching me and shit like that. Aced it, no problem. So I told that dude, I was just like, "Yo, you in my ear like this, I can't do this. You drive back to the station." On Friday, what they had me do, now this is the meat and the potatoes. Now this is when it gets real. So this is when it gets real, y'all. Friday, I go in, I think to myself, like I think at the beginning of every single day I have work. No matter how bad or shit this day is, or how good or amazing it is, there's a beginning of the day and there's an end of the day. So I will get past this, right? Unless I die, then I'm dead. But, I was just like, let's just get through it. It's Friday. I'm going to be by myself today for the first time. Saturday and Sunday are my days off. I'm going to be chilling. I'm good. Let me go in and just knock this shit out. So I show up. Manager tells me that, hey, I'm going to have you just doing like overflow packages, which are like, or IC packages, which are like big packages, like the 25 to 50 pound, 50 to 100 pound packages, right? And he gave me like a smaller route, like 50 packages, some shit. And he also let me drive, like I said, that U-Haul truck. So I wasn't in like that big ass truck that everyone drives. I was in like a smaller, like truck / van kind of hybrid. Still had like the big back, right? But like a truck front. And it also had working windows and an air conditioner and radio. So that was godly. But the same dude that I was driving with the day before on Thursday, he helped me load my truck and he helped me organize, which is a huge fucking help. He let me organize help me organize my 1,000s to 8,000s. And he's just like, "Okay, cool. So here's your scanner, here's a battery. It doesn't have a charger in the truck," and I'll get to that in a little bit. He was like, "Doesn't have a charger in the truck, but you've got one battery inside this right here, and you got the scanner and everything, and just log into this route number, and this is your route." He was like, if the scanner tries to lead you in the middle of nowhere, just try to use Google Maps on your phone or some shit like that and try to find the addresses. It's a country route, so it's a lot of driving, but you should be okay. And he wasn't lying when it was a country route. I get to my first stop, and my first stop is like 45 minutes away from the warehouse, and it takes me 45 minutes to get from my house to the warehouse. So, it was a country ass route, and every single stop, it was like 10 to 15 minutes between each stop. So, I get to a house at 3:00, deliver a package, and wouldn't be at the next house till 3:15. Deliver, not get back till 3:30. So I'm trotting along and everything. First encounter with an issue, I guess you could say, is this fucking this golden retriever, y'all. It was like an older dog, and remember I told y'all in the previous video, you give advice and don't even take it sometimes. I told y'all never get out your car if you're not comfortable, or truck if you're not comfortable with a dog. Dog was barking, but it was some older dog. It was like, you could tell it had gray hair or some shit like that, or white hair. You could tell it was old, right? But he was still barking, He was moving slow. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to try to make an exception here. And I remember what one of my trainers, which is not a trainer, just a driver. I remember one of the trainers said like 2 weeks ago when he was just like, "Oh, you should be able to feel, like, even if a dog's barking, if his tail's wagging and he looks excited, maybe he won't bite. You just got to feel the dog out, right?" So my dumb ass, I'm thinking like, well, the dog is barking and he's not barking in a friendly way, but his tail is wagging and he does look quite excited and he's older. So, I'm going to get out and I'm still going to try to deliver this package. You got this old dude who's just sitting in his fucking garage with his garage open in a lawn chair, just drinking a beer or some shit like that, not saying a word. Like, I get out, I'm like, "How you doing?" I wave to him, doesn't say a fucking word. I go around the back of the truck to get the package. The golden retriever comes around the damn corner. I already got the package in my hand. The golden retriever comes around the fucking corner and immediately tries to bite my leg. What I do is I immediately put the package in between my leg and the dog. The dog bites the package. Bop, hit the dog in the back of the head with the package. The dog steps back. He's like, "Arr!" He whimpers a little bit, steps back a bit. He tries to bite my leg again. Once again, put the package in front of me, so he bites the package instead. Then, like, the owner, not saying a single word, doesn't get up, isn't mad that I hit his dog over the head. Just sitting there sipping the beer, looking at me, just sipping the beer, just sipping and smirking. He was just like, just sipping the beer. I'm like, okay, all right. So I dropped the package. I dead ass. Immediately drop the package in the grass, scan it, and look at the owner. He's still looking at me, doesn't do anything, and I'm just backing up because, like they said one thing: if you do encounter a dog like that, you don't want to turn your back to it. So I just am immediately backing up. Like I said, I take a picture of the package in the grass, scan it for delivered, get in the truck, drive off. So first day by my fucking self, I get attacked by a damn golden retriever. Like I said, an older one. It wasn't like a younger one. If it was younger, I wouldn't have gotten out of the truck. But that was the only excuse why I got out. I learned my lesson. I told y'all not to do that, and look what I did. And look, almost got my leg tore up because of that shit. So, yeah, so that's the first problem, right? Another issue is that I'm going throughout my day, and like, man, in the fucking country, you've got houses that don't have any kind of identification on them. Like, how you pull up to a house, and most of the time, a mailbox will have a number on it, or a house should have like a number on it. So you immediately know, okay, this is the address. I pull up to a house, and there'll be nothing there. Or I'd pull up to a long ass 3 or 4 mile dirt road, and there's like 4 of them, 4 roads that I can turn down, but they've all got the mailboxes lined up, but the scanner says that the delivery address is right here, but that's obviously not the case. So I have to go down one of these roads and hope that one of these roads is the address that I'm trying to get to. I can't tell you how many times I did that. When I went down, spent 5 minutes going down a damn road, or 10 minutes going down a road, to get all the way to the house, to realize that this is the wrong house. And, that easily took a couple of hours of my time up, right? Just not knowing where to go. Another thing, too, the way that the scanner does things is it fucks up and it doesn't put everything in order like it should. So you might be on, I'm just going to name a random address. You might be on like Willy Wonka Street, right? Maybe on like Willy Wonka Street. And fucking, that's, your next stop is at the Chocolate Street. And that's like 15 minutes away. So you deliver 2 addresses on Willy Wonka. You deliver 2 deliveries on Willy Wonka. Then you go over to the chocolate, right, and deliver 1. Then it tells you to go back to Willy Wonka. So 15 minutes. So like you're going back and forth because the fucking scanner does not have everything in the place that it should be. Experienced drivers know that already. Like, they know how to look at their manifest, and they know that the scanner will fuck up and it won't place addresses. But see, I had forgotten about that. I was told about it, but I had forgotten about it. It had been so long ago. So I did that like 5 or 6 times. Like 5 or 6 times where I was on a street and delivered 3 packages, drove 15 minutes to my next stop to deliver the other packages, and looked back and had to go right back to that address again and drive another 15 minutes just to go back, and then drive another 15 minutes because I had another address on the other side of the city. Or the country, I guess I should say, that I had to deliver. So I'm going through my day. Air condition was nice. Air condition was good. I went to get gas, and that took like 30 fucking minutes because they give you a company card, but there's a thing at the gas station that I didn't know I had to do. So like after, you punch in all your information, like the odometer reading and like your employee ID and all this shit like that. There's like a button you have to press, or like a lever you have to flip or some shit on the tank. I didn't even know about that, so I called my manager. I'm spending 30 minutes, so a half an hour trying to figure that out. There are these things called pickups that you have to get to a certain time, and managers will tell you straight up and down that pickups are more important than even the deliveries, because these are normally from companies. And you need to pick these things up and scan them and get them into the system, or most of the time your contractor will get like a $500 fine for each package that is not picked up and scanned on time, because these packages need to be delivered somewhere else or sent to the airport or whatever the fuck. So, I had pickups that I had to go out of my way to go get. So I'm sitting there getting the pickups and shit, and I'm delivering a package. Like I said, I only have 50 stops, which is not a lot because most people are going to have 150 to 200 on any given day. They only got 50 stops. But the amount of times I fucked up trying to look for addresses and fucking up with trying to find the right address and spending 30 minutes at the gas station, having to double back, triple, quadruple back, because I need to keep going back to the same street that I was on 15, 30 minutes ago. Like, I didn't get done until 7:30, and I had 50 packages. Got almost attacked by a damn dog, and the craziest thing is I had 4 packages left. I had 4 left, right? As I'm going to scan one of the packages, the fucking scanner dies. Remember, I don't have a secondary battery, and I don't have a charger because my manager only handed me a battery. Only handed me one battery for the scanner. And I call him. I'm just like, hey, man, the scanner's dead. I got 4 packages left, but they're all for businesses. How do you want me to handle this? He was just like, oh, yeah, I'll take half the blame on that one for the batteries. And I was like, okay. And he was just like, go ahead and just take a picture of the packages with your phone, and we'll just have to scan them off your phone when you get back to the warehouse. Now I was like, okay, cool. But remember, I've been using my phone to find, that's another thing I didn't bring up. I've been using my phone to find a lot of the addresses because the scanner, even though it uses things like Google Maps and Waze and shit, like, it's fucking up. So a lot of the times my phone, if I use Waze on my phone or Google Maps on my phone, I mainly like to use Waze. Waze is better than Google Maps for me. But if I like using like Waze on my phone will be more accurate than the scanner. Another big thing too, see, things are coming up as I'm talking about it. I don't know if my scanner was defective or what, but maybe he gave me the one scanner in the warehouse that did not make sound. So as I'm driving the whole time, a truck that I'm not really used to, but way better than the bigger truck, I'm looking at the scanner to see where I'm making turns at, because the scanner, no matter what I do, turn on the sound, put it on speaker, is not talking. Like, it's not saying shit like, in 400 feet, turn left, your destination will be on the right. Like, it's not doing that. And I tried everything, resetting it, turning up the volume, but I'm pretty sure my manager said like the shit was broken, like the audio was broken on that one. So isn't that just fucking funny? But yeah. So throughout the day, I'm actually using my phone, and I did not know I was gonna be in that truck, the smaller one. So I didn't bring my phone charger. My phone, y'all, is at 15 fucking percent battery. All I have to say is thank God, thank Jesus in heaven that I got a newer phone, because I used to have like the iPhone SE or some shit like that, and then I upgraded to like 12 or the 13 or some shit, I can't remember, like 6 months ago or something. But if I had my old iPhone SE, that shit would have been dead by 2:00 in the evening. But he tells me to take a picture of the last 4 packages and then deliver them, and then head back to the station. I'm like, okay, cool. I show up to one address, right, and all 4 of the packages I have left, like I said, are businesses, and they have a certain amount of time or certain time frames that they receive packages. Normally it's when they close or shortly before they close, like they'll stop receiving packages. So that means you would have to deliver it the next day. So it's already, like I said, 6 or 7 o'clock. I roll up to the package, or one business that only had 1 package, right? And the other one had 3, which is my last package. And the first business, once again, it says no deliveries, no exceptions. You can't deliver past 3 o'clock. I said it's 7, so I can't deliver that. The last 3, I have to drive 15 minutes again because it's on another road that I missed hours ago. Or, that the scanner fucked up on. I have to drive 15 minutes to my last stop, get to the business. Once again, on the door, it says no exceptions, no receiving packages, no deliveries past 4 o'clock. I'm like, fuck, man. I text my manager, because he's not picking up my phone, like phone calls. I text him. I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do with these last packages? Because my scanner's dead, so I can't scan them. And I can take a picture of them, but I can't deliver them because they say they don't want to have it past a certain time, and I'm not trying to get in trouble for that. He was like, that's fine. Just bring them all 4 of them back. When you get back, you have to replace your scanner with a new battery, scan it as not delivered, and then the driver that comes in tomorrow, he'll just deliver those 4 packages. It'll be on his route anyway. I was like, okay, cool. Yo, my phone is at 5 fucking percent. I punch in on Waze, how far away am I from the warehouse? And I remember I'm 45 minutes from the fucking warehouse. I'm the same amount of distance from the warehouse from the warehouse to my house. I've got 5% on my phone. The scanner's dead. Every time I try to turn the scanner on, it powers on, and obviously it's immediately going to shut off. I don't have a scanner charger. I don't have my phone charger because I didn't know I was going to be in that nice truck that had a USB port in it that works. So I don't have my phone charger. If I get lost, I'm fucked because I have no idea where I am. Like, I've lived in this area for like a year or two, but as I told y'all before in my previous videos, I don't leave my house unless I'm family emergency, going to the store, going to work. So I use Waze for everything if I have to go anywhere that's brand new. I have no idea where I'm at. All I know is I'm 45 minutes and I got 5% on my phone. What I had to do is I would go down a road, and if it told me that I was going to be on this road for like 10 or 15 minutes, like my phone was just like, you know, in 10 minutes, turn right on this, or in 10 miles, turn right, I would say, okay, bet. And I would turn off, I would hit the power button on my phone and exit out of Waze so I wouldn't use any battery. And I would try to guesstimate how long I've been driving for. Like, okay, have I been driving 5 or 6 miles? Is this 7 miles? Then I would immediately log back into Waze, punch in the address again. In 2 miles, okay, I've driven 8 miles, 2 more miles, I got to make this turn. And I would just keep doing that. I did that like 20 or 30 times, logging into Waze, punching in the address, letting it come up, telling me where I'm at, where my turns are, and turning my phone back off and going down long roads. Eventually, with 3%, I don't know how, by Jesus' divine intervention, 3%, I get back to the warehouse. It's pitch black, because by the time I get back, it's 8 o'clock. Now, mind you, I started at 8 in the morning. I started at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I get back at 8, so that's 12 hours, y'all. 12 fucking hours on my first day. And I only had 50 packages, 50 of them, okay? And I was getting lost as shit. Another thing I remember too, oh yeah, so when I got back to the warehouse, I call my manager. Obviously, he's not there anymore, but I, call him asking what he want me to do. I take 5 minutes trying to back up into a spot because I need to get used to the size of these trucks, right? They're way bigger than a car, obviously. So it takes me 5 minutes of me trying not to knock these mirrors off or scrape one of these cars trying to back up into a spot. I finally back up into it. My manager tells me that, I call him. I'm like, he's like, hey, you can put the truck in a different spot. So I got to get my truck and drive it somewhere different. Then I need to go get another battery so I could turn the scanner back on, scan the packages that I didn't deliver, put them on the belt, and then sign out of the scanner and clock out for the day on my phone. So by the time I did all that, I'm leaving the warehouse at like 8:15, 8:30. 50 fucking packages is what I had. Got almost fucking mauled by a damn old ass golden retriever. Owner didn't do shit. Spent 30 minutes at a gas station because I didn't know how to work the gas station, the company gas station or whatever. The buttons and shit I had to press. Spent a couple hours easily missing certain roads and having to double, triple, quadruple back to find them. And man, shit, I even went inside of a church, and this motherfucker scared the shit out of me. It was a little ass kid. They were having like some kind of I don't even know what you fucking call it. Like they were in like that like like the priest and shit like that. They be in like that black suit with that little white rectangle right here or some shit. I don't fucking know, but I guess a priest or a pastor don't really wear that. I don't think a priest and shit. It was like a whole bunch of them like in the church. So like I'm carrying this huge package and I walk through the door and it's quiet as shit in this church. It's like an eerie ass quiet. And I look to my right and this kid just walks out of this door. And it's like pitch black in there. And he's wearing like the priest clothes. I'm like, what the? And I jump. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, are you the only one here? And then they turn on the light in this room, and there's a whole bunch of them in this little circle. Like there's like 15 of these fucking priests in this circle, but they're like it's some kids, but most of them are like adults. And this guy comes out with his hands like this, and he's just like, "How may we help you?" And I wanted to ask so many questions like, why the fuck are y'all sitting in a quiet ass church on a Friday evening with the lights off in a room with a door closed? What the fuck are y'all doing in there? This isn't like, but I was just like, is this the address for so-and-so? He said, oh, no. That's down the way, make a right. That's a country house to the left. I said, okay, great, thanks. That kid scared the shit out of me. Because that kid, I really thought I was going to be in the next movie of The Exorcist. Because that was some shit. But yeah, y'all, that's how my first day went by myself. Didn't hit anything. Oh, no. I backed up into branches and shit. But everybody does that because branches, like trees, people don't really be cutting their trees and shit like that in their yard or driveway. So like the camera will make an annoying ass beep 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 noise, and like you'll hit. I'll be scraping tree branches and hitting shit. But like like everyone does that. But I didn't hit anything major, like any cars or windows or mirror or nothing like that. But yeah, man, that was my first day by myself. Um, it was really interesting, to say the least. I was optimistic, right? I was optimistic because I was off for the next 2 days. But yeah, 50 packages took me 12 hours. So yeah, y'all, that's the story. I'm trying to think before I end this video. Let me know down in the comments below what your first day was like. I know a lot of people had way better days, and some people might have had way worse. But yeah, I learned a couple of lessons. Number one, don't walk in like an abandoned ass spooky church. If you don't want to get jump scared. Number two, if you see an aggressive dog or a dog at all that you don't know, do not get out under any circumstance. Even if the owner is trying to peer pressure you, even if the owner says some shit like, "Oh, he don't bite," even if the owner don't say nothing, even if the owner is waving at you to get out, fuck them. Throw that package and scan it, or don't scan it at all. Just scan it. It's not deliverable. Don't get out for a dog. Don't risk your safety. And I guess check addresses. Check addresses. Like I saw on throughout the week, the guy I was with, the so-called trainer, the driver, the older guy. He would do is when he would go onto a street, he would take his a couple seconds out of his time to just go into the search bar and look up the street we were on, so it would populate all the deliveries on that street, so that way we wouldn't have to double, triple, quadruple back. I should have done that, but I didn't want to because I thought I was saving time just by winging it and trying to brute force it and going by the order of the scanner. I'm not doing that shit no more. So I learned my lesson. I'm going to take his advice and do what he did. But yeah, y'all, that was my very first day by myself. My experience. My manager sent me a message at the end of the day. He's probably saying this because he doesn't want me to quit, and probably, the retention rate on these jobs are fucking horrible for specific reasons, as y'all know. But, he sent me a message and was just like, "Hey, I know you might think that you were out there for a long time, that you were slow and dragging out, but trust me, you did just fine for your first day. You'll just take it day by day and you'll get better." All I said was thanks, and I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he's not saying that because he actually cares about me and cares about my well-being or how I feel mentally about the job. Pretty sure he's saying that because a lot of people, after having a day like that, they probably quit, right? And I don't blame you, because fuck that, But yeah, y'all, this week, like I said, I'll update y'all. I'm trying to think if I have anything else that happened. Man, them long ass country roads, bro. But that's it. Then that's it. I'll update y'all on what happens this week, because I'm assuming what's going to happen is he's going to have me in that smaller truck, like the U-Haul, for the next couple of days, right? Probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. And he's going to eventually transition me to the trucks that everybody drives, the actual big trucks. Which is going to fucking suck because they don't have all the perks that the other one that I'm driving has. No air condition, no radio, USB ports don't probably work, and they're way bigger, man. So the return radius and having to look out when you back up is going to be way more difficult. But yeah, y'all, that's it. That was my first day. Let me know down in the comments below, y'all, how your first day at FedEx was, or the first day by yourself at FedEx was, man. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Timson918 out of here. Like and subscribe, or I'm gonna pop up in your house like them priests or whatever the fuck they were did in the church. Bye bye.